You lost your home, your job, your savings, and the people who caused it, they got bonuses. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how 2008 happened and why the same game is being played right now. In 2008, 8 million Americans lost their jobs, 5 million lost their homes, trillions of dollars vanished, and not a single Wall Street executive went to jail. This wasn't a natural disaster, it wasn't bad luck, it was a heist. And today, I'm going to explain it so simply that you'll be furious by the end. Here's all you need to know. Banks lend money to people to buy houses. That's normal. But in the early 2000s, banks got greedy. They started giving loans to people who couldn't afford them. No income? No problem. No down payment? No problem. Bad credit? Who cares? These were called subprime mortgages, and banks loved them because they could charge higher interest rates. But here's the problem. When you give a loan to someone who can't pay it back, eventually they stop paying. And that's exactly what happened. Now here's where it gets evil. Banks didn't keep these bad loans. They packaged them together with good loans, thousands of them, like making a smoothie with rotten fruit and fresh fruit. Then they sold these packages to investors all over the world. They called them mortgage-backed securities, and they paid rating agencies to stamp them AAA, the safest possible rating, even though they were full of garbage. So pension funds, retirement accounts, foreign governments all bought these toxic packages thinking they were safe. Here's the part that should make you angry. The people on Wall Street knew exactly what they were doing. Emails later came out where they called these loans poison and crap, but they kept selling them because every time they sold a package, they got a fee, and they didn't care what happened after. They bet against their own products. That's right, they sold you a house on fire and then took out insurance that the house would burn down. That's called a credit default swap, and it made them billions. Then the music stopped. Homeowners started defaulting, one by one, then by the thousands, then by the millions. The packages that were supposed to be safe became worthless overnight. Banks stopped trusting each other. No one would lend money. Giant firms like Lehman Brothers collapsed. The government had to bail out AIG, Citigroup, Bank of America. And what did the executives do? They took bonuses, while you lost everything. The government created a program called TARP, $700 billion. They said it was to save the banks, but the truth is they saved the banks. They didn't save you. Homeowners got almost nothing. Foreclosures kept happening. Meanwhile, the same banks that caused the crisis paid out billions in bonuses. In 2009, the top 14 Wall Street firms paid out $150 billion in compensation. That's more than the entire bailout. They got rich, you got evicted. After the crisis, people wanted justice. Investigations started, hearings happened, but not a single major Wall Street executive went to prison. The banks paid fines that came from shareholder money, not from the people who made the decisions. And today, the same banks are bigger than ever. The same rating agencies are still rating the same garbage, and the same people are back in power. Nothing changed. Here's why this should make you furious. You followed the rules, you worked hard, you paid your mortgage, and you got punished, while the people who broke the system got promoted. The crisis was not an accident, it was a crime, and the criminals are still walking free. That's not economics, that's robbery, and it will happen again because we didn't fix anything. Look around right now. Student debt, car loans, credit card debt. Wall Street is packaging all of it into securities again. The same game, different name. And if you don't understand what happened in 2008, you won't see it coming next time. The only defense is to know how the machine works. So here's the truth. 2008 was not a crisis. It was a transfer of wealth from you to the richest people in the country. They took the risk, you paid the price, and they made sure you blamed yourself. That's why I make these videos, to show you who's really pulling the strings. So hit subscribe, because next week I'm going to show you 3 signs that the next crash is already starting. And trust me, the banks don't want you to know what they're doing right now.